Go ahead. Hello.
Hello.
Who that?
It's Todd Burge, Scott.
Todd Burge. All right, our first guest of the evening. Good evening, Todd. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing great, man.
Man, I'm very, very happy to have you on the phone here. Todd, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to say hello to a good friend of mine and an artist who's right up your alley there, Mr. Tim O'Donohue.
Hi, Todd. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Tim. Doing great. How you doing?
I'm feeling great. I'm up here just eating a little food here with the Redneck.
Right on.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to move you sideways over here and put your headphones on you. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have Todd Burge on the line with us, and Todd is one of my all-time favorite artists. And now, Todd, I believe that I knew you from the 80s when you were doing pop music.
Well, that's...
St. Louis area? I think I sent you an email. We had this conversation, right?
I know I played in St. Louis. It's all a blur. I played in St. Louis, and I played in various rock bands through the years, and so that very well could be.
Yeah, I was trying to, because like I heard the voice, and I know that you play with you do a lot of stuff with Tim O'Brien, who I'm a huge fan of.
Oh yeah.
But let me do this now. You send me an email, and I don't have it in front of me. So let's do this. Let's introduce you to the listening public, and let's where you're from, what your latest project is, and let's go from there. All right?
Okay.
So if someone was to read the inlay on your album, it would be Todd Burge, and you finish. Where are you from, Todd? You West Virginia, right?
I'm West Virginia.
God's country.
Right on.
All right. And what's the latest album you have out?
The latest album is Building Characters, and I recorded that with Tim and Don Dixon and Kenny Malone.
Now, Don Dixon, he's a producer, right?
He is. He's a great songwriter, but he plays bass for Mary Chapin Carpenter.
That's where I know him. That's it. Because I'm like, I know the name, because that's one of those names that pop out from me. But it's not just he's not just with her. His name is all over the place when it comes to music.
Oh yeah, he produced Smithereens and Marshall Crenshaw, REM, all kinds of. The list goes on and on.
Okay, yeah. My Southern heritage, Crenshaw and Mary Chapin and all those guys. So I'm that's how I know the name. So how did you get tied up with him?
Well, I recorded, actually, it was through the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame. They invited me to do a song called Telephone Girl that was on a tribute album to blind Alfred Reed, and West Virginia artist who recorded in the late 20s. And so and Don was producing that along with Tim O'Brien. And I did that tune, and then we kind of became friends, ran into each other, and just have mutual friends, and eventually it's ended up producing this record. So it's been a great. He's very good at recording in a live setting. So we sat in a circle and recorded this live, and it was just really comfortable. These guys are great. Tim's great.
Yeah, Tim is. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Tim's, and I love your stuff. This is what I like. What I like about your music is, and my good friend Tim O'Donohue here with me, is that Todd is one of those artists, Tim, that he's folk, but he's not folk. He's country. You don't fit into a mold. Now, not fitting into that mold and being able to do so many different things, because I think I'm looking here at some of the comments on the bio, and they talk about how you put humor in there, and there's logic, and there's humor, there's heavy subject thoughts that with a little sneak insight. So not fitting into the mold for that typical folk artist or that country artist. How do you find so much success?
Well, I'm looking for more. But I tell you that can kind of be a curse, and sometimes I think it's a curse, but kind of being scattered like that. But then as years go on, I kind of realize maybe it's the reason I'm still at it, because I don't think I don't think that I could fit in one genre and be happy. My brain just goes everywhere, and it's just a natural thing for me to do. It just kind of, and I tell you what, the artists that really excite me are the ones that, really, any artist that's been around for more than just a few years kind of does the same thing. Maybe not as drastic,
right.
But the artists that really excite me are the hybrids. That kind of dig into all kinds of things. And
I'm seeing that a lot in these labels that are coming out. I mean, there's a commercial station that just started out as country music, and there's no DJ. It's just automated country music, and it spits out this pop candy crap that, I mean, it's not good music. It's not like what we're getting here. It's not like what you're doing. But people, so I know what you're saying. It's the hybrid people, and it's these new labels like Soul Records and Red Ridge and those guys that are doing what you're talking about. Go ahead, Tim.
It also sounds a lot, Todd, that you're recording music the way it should be. Big circle, everybody sitting around, leaning on the next guy, making it all American music, really.
Yeah, trying to really make it as real as possible. I've definitely done my run of trying to create something in the studio that's just a studio piece, and then. But for the last few years, actually, Tim O'Brien produced me in 2008, and it was the same way. And what really turned me on to this being a possibility was that one song I did for the Blind Alfred Reed tribute, where that's the way we did it. We sat in a circle and it was just so comfortable, and it was kind of like, God, this is really what it's about. This is, records are kind of, I think. The songs are exaggerated to make up for something that's missing.
Right, there's no
not live.
Yeah. I'm of the mindset that I don't like live music on the radio or on the CD. I like live music live. Give me the studio cut over the air. Because there's really no feeling behind that. But Tim,
it's a lot more fun to just sit around and grab that guitar, and two of your friends, and just make the music live. Let people understand what that is. And I think, Todd, that's certainly, I think, in the great tradition of West Virginia music.
Well, yes, it is. It really is. And I tell you. With these guys, Kenny Malone's a great drummer. You can Google that guy, and it'll blow your mind. But all three of these guys, Kenny and Tim and Don, played bass. He played upright bass and electric. They were really, interested in what the songs were about, and wanted to discuss the lyrics. Were discussed as much as the music, which is a real turn.
Well, we're going to play a couple of your songs, because that's one of the things that hooked me is the lyrics. And right here,
you have to have a story to tell. Music is always the important part, but it's got to be a story that resonates with people. And I think the Redneck here picked it right there. That's something that you hear, and you believe it, and you want to hear it again.
Right on.
I'm going to play a couple cuts, but I wanted to. Here's for those of y'all that are tuning in. This is Todd Burge. Todd is a singer, songwriter, storyteller, and and now you do a lot of the music you do is geared toward children. And for me, from what I'm listening to, there's I guess it's a spiritual aspect or a gospel aspect behind it. Like the Harold Camping song, the Jesus Nightlight song. Is that or is that tongue in cheek?
Well, it just depends. The Harold Camping thing, where he predicted the world would end. Mm-hmm. And then it didn't, and then he readjusted and predicted again, and it didn't. I mean, there's definitely humor to that, but
there's got to be a lot of humor in that.
Yeah, but there's also a real sadness for the people that devoted their lives to getting the word out, quit their jobs, sold their cars and their homes even to get the word out that the world would end, and so the song kind of is about the disappointment that the world did not end.
Right. So, and it probably did, because you got, Gumbo YaYa with a Redneck on the radio. So who knows? This probably is.
could be a sign of imminent ending here.
But for those of y'all tuning in, again, this is Todd Burge, and if you don't know who Todd is, you will, because all you got to do is just type in the name, and he's all over there. His music is great. And for those of you who do know, this goes without saying. Todd has performed with Tim O'Brien, who I'm a huge fan of. I love his rendition of Honky Tonk Hardwood Floor, the Johnny Horton tune.
Oh yeah.
Kathy Mattea, the gospel song that you and Tim did with Kathy Mattea, my all-time favorite. If I could pull that up on YouTube, I'm going to play that. You played with Lucinda Williams, Bella Fleck, Mike Seeger.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. Getting to know Mike a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Tim knew him real well, but played it some, and you know, had a few lunches with him and stuff. He was a great guy.
Yeah, and who else? I mean, the list goes on and on. It's you know, you have a heck of a resume, and it's no wonder because of your writing and your song style. So the children's CD, you do a lot of children's songs. Talk about that. You know, how is that? Is that something that's part of your regular show, or I mean?
Well, no, actually, it's more recent. I have young kids,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to where at first there's a lot of pressure as a songwriter to write for your kids, and I had all these kind of cute, sappy thoughts when they were.
It happens when you get those kids.
And I tried to resist that. And in 2008, there was a song that the first child's song I wrote for my kids was called "She Looks Up to Me Because She Has to." Because I thought that when I was looking down on my little girl, and she was just so small, and I thought, what will she think years from now? But she has to look up to me now. It's kind of a funny thing. But the kids CD, I just have the one kids CD out of the many CDs, and I've been in the last year doing kids shows, and the CD serves as a benefit for the Food Allergy Network, which is near and dear to my heart because my daughter has severe food allergies, so we give back to the Food Allergy Network because they've helped us so much. But yeah, the kids CDs have been a blast. I do some workshops and write songs with kids, and it's a great way to kind of revisit where it all started for me too. You know, like Roger Miller was a big deal for me.
Right.
Covered one of his songs. And
which one did you cover?
I covered Kansas City Star, and it's on the kids CD.
Oh, okay. That's a great song.
Yeah.
Way in the back.
Yeah, he was a big influence on me, and back to Tim O'Brien. You know, the O'Brien Party of Seven did all the Roger.
Yeah, I'm not going to give Tim any more plugs until I get him on the show.
Okay.
I absolutely love him. And here's the thing: there's so much of your music, Todd, that I love, and I pull everything out of the cloud because it's just not, it's difficult, to have. And I know you. I know you probably have 1,000 CDs where the case is missing and the inlay's missing, and you got all this music, and because I know that you're a music lover. So I have here. I'm going to play Wood Country Man, and I dig that song, and we're going to play 2 in a row from you. Okay. And then we're going to come back, and then because I know you got to go. So I'm going to play these 2 songs in a row, Wood Country Man and Your Mistake.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and talk about those and where you're going and what you're doing. But real quick, the best way for people to get your music is to go where?
ToddBurge.com. If you can spell my name, you can find the music.
It's Urge with a B, right?
Yes. B. Yeah, right. BURGE. It's like Urge with a B.
All right. And so they can get all your stuff there, including the kids' CD. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's all there. It's easy to find. It's easy to find everywhere. You can the website. You can go there, iTunes, Amazon. It's all over the place. So.
Assuming you're a Facebook guy as well these days, that we all have to be out there that way.
Oh yeah, it's Todd Burge Music. Is the Facebook address. So.
Okay, so Todd Burge and then Todd Burge. And for those of y'all that are listening in, the number here, 845-362-0013, 845-362-0013. Y'all can visit us online, visit us on Facebook, give us a call. And as soon as this comes up, we're good to go. In the meantime, we got it?
Some music.
Hang on a sec. Hey, not this one. I know what I was going to ask you. Where are you playing? What's next on the agenda for you, Todd?
Well, actually, I just finished up a really interesting project that was writing music for a Shakespeare musical
I saw that.
And so I've been embedded in that this winter, and it was a lot of fun. It's called Love's Labor Lost. It's a real gritty Shakespeare play that this local director wanted me to write music for. And if you actually go to toddburge.com, all that music, all the demos for the actors to listen to and learn are all on the website, and I'm pretty happy with that stuff. It's they've taken Shakespeare and they put him in the hills of West Virginia. and so it's really, at first I thought, gosh, I don't know if I can do this, but it just kind of took off, and it really was a blast. So I'm doing that, and I'm real excited about my tour with Bill Kirchen this year. I'm going to do a duo shows with the Titan of the Telecaster, Bill Kirchen,
He's
a
great performer. I did a show with him about 2 years ago. He's a lot of fun. He's got a bass player that's a lot of grins as well.
Oh yeah, those guys are fantastic. This is going to be a duo show. The two of us are going to do duo stuff and see how much noise the two of us can make. And that's in May, so I'm kind of tooling up for that and looking to write another CD for towards the end of the year, and
well, we're here for it. We're waiting for it. We done. You know what? Let me do this. I want to go ahead because I know people are really. We've had you on the phone, and people are real curious about hearing your music. So if you will hold on, we're gonna do Wood Country and Your Mistake, and then we'll come back. And get your thoughts on whatever else is coming up. So if you don't mind holding, or do you have to go?
No, I'll hold on.
All right.
Good.
All right. So y'all, this is Todd Burge, and this is Wood Country Man and Your Mistake, and we'll be back right after this. Tim? Beautiful.
Let's Rockland County hear some good music here.
Hey. All right, here you go. Neil, bring it up.
Till the road came through and cut it in two. Now my backyard's getting cut into two. They're hoping it'll bring some new folks through. I once met a traveling Texas band. They drove Route 50 to their one-night stand. They said, your hills are so pretty, awesome and grand. Said, it must be great to be a Wood County man. I thought I had to understand could not be taught by a Wood County man. So I moved out west and started living a lot, thinking fast to get through all my new thoughts. Music was loud and the women all fast, but I was only happy while thinking about my past. It took a lot of trouble in a faraway land to make me want to be a Wood County man. Makes a man age so fast. Seems like the doctor just slapped my ass. A slap and a blink and you're old and gray. Wondered how the hell time slips that way. But when I was young and still in school, my hometown was far from cold. Trouble in a faraway land to make me want to be a Wood County man. Yeah, it took a lot of trouble in a faraway land to make me want to be a Wood County man, to make me want to die a Wood County man. save this land and put it into some honest hands. Hand it on down to my unborn son. He could grow up to be a Wood County man.
All right, that was Todd Burge, Wood County Man. We got Your Mistake coming up. Todd's still on hold, so after this, y'all listening to Your Mistake by Todd Burge. And we're going to get, actually, we're doing Moving On here. Or not. Hang on. All right, y'all. You know what? Let's bring Todd back up. I don't know what happened here. So, hey, Todd, you there?
I am here.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
So that's what happens when you give Redneck control. Now, I like this song. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you know Paradise, that John Prine song. John Denver covered it.
Oh yeah, and I hadn't thought about the similarities, but there are the definite similarity. That Wood County Man was I was I guess that's about 10 years ago now. I wrote that song, and I was looking out my office window, and they were blasting the hillside about half a mile away, cutting through corridor that would cut through Blennerhassett Island here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. And it was they were cutting road through and saying that it was going to bring more people and more business through, and basically they were bypassing our downtown, and then downtown struggles because of that.
Yeah, it's I came from a little town down south, and I remember when the first mall came in, everybody was all excited. Now when you get back there, it's just a lot of concrete and asphalt. Yeah. That it was just listening to that, I don't know what it was about it, just made me think of that John Prine song.
Well, yeah, my granddad, he did have a farm, and this, like it says in the song, the road came through and cut his farm in two, and that was, he had to stop farming. They basically made it impossible for him. He had to go on to other things. I don't know, maybe he did, or maybe he didn't want to do. I don't really know. He didn't get into that when I was 5. But that's changed. That's the way it works. But that song, a lot of people take to it, I think. And
yeah, I love and I think the thing that I like most about what you do is who's doing all the instruments on here. Are you who's playing what on here? When
on that song,
yeah.
On that song, I'm playing everything.
There you go. All right. See, I knew there was something good about this because I'm listening and going, oh, I dig that. I like, I like the sound, I like the string, I like the, so you're hitting it all.
That's That's like the opposite of what we talked about earlier, and that was I basically bought this. I bought this recorder to record some live shows, and I ended up just playing around with it, and I did a few songs with just by myself, and that one came out sounding okay to me. I listen to it now. I listen to all this stuff now, and I kind of criticize it, as I'm listening to it. Well, I should have done this, or I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
but nobody cares about that but me, I think. And
all of you, all the artists that I talk to are like that. We were talking. We got a phone call. If y'all want to call in, you want to talk to Todd, find out where he's at, what he's doing. He's down there in West Virginia. 845-362-0013. Again, the number is 845-362-0013. Now, Tim O'Donohue had a question for you, or he made a comment, but now he's out there. He's eating. Here's the problem. This, Todd. The show is Gumbo YaYa.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you know what that is. For folks what don't know, it's down south. It's kind of a Louisiana term for where everybody gets together all at once. They talk. There's usually music, food. So we got all that going on. We got some food in here. We got this sponsor, Mia Sweets, and she's sitting on all these cookies and cannolis. And so Tim's over there stuff.